Alright, I'm getting my cruise on here again. Just want to point a couple things out. For one thing, I was saying earlier in a video about the $180 a month housing. How everybody talks about this it all being rats and roaches in here, and how it's not, and I guess if you look at spots like this, it kind of is. And this is right outside, that's a market back behind me where I just went and bought some fucking herbs. And it's kind of shit's kind of gnarly, but it's not like that everywhere. It's just that Cambodia is really known for that. If you look, when you go to like restaurants, everybody just throws their trash under the table. It's just culturally acceptable. If you look around for a trash can, they're just like, oh, just throw it on the ground. And that's kind of what a lot of places are like in Cambodia, but it's not everywhere. So that's just something you just kind of, you kind of get used to. It's just a cultural difference. How you doing? So another thing I wanted to point out, man, I just had these observations, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to sort of just point things out as I realize them. Sometimes I'll just take a notepad out and I'll sit down and write about things that surprise me. And when I'm writing about things that surprise me, it's just anything that just kind of occurs to me that's maybe not normal back home, or maybe not normal to my natural perceptions, or maybe that is just something I haven't really taken the time. I've observed, but I haven't taken the time to really realize it, if that makes sense. And one thing I was thinking is, these dirt tracks, like, there's something about Cambodia, you always feel like you're out in the middle of nowhere. You always feel like you're in the countryside. But if you've been paying attention while I'm watching this video, when I'm making these videos, is this fucking place is busy. Like, if you just pick a spot, like on a little random dirt road like this, out in the middle of what seems like nowhere, even though it's not far out of town, feels like country, but the fucking place is abuzz with activity. And it's like that as well in the countryside, and in the real countryside, I mean. And I think that's one really interesting thing about Cambodia, is just there's so much fucking life here, and it doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing. Even in the country, like these people who just grow up in the middle of nowhere, they they always got people around them. They always got a social life, and it's just it's a really social kind of place. So people see Cambodia and they just think automatically, they're like, that's bumfuck Egypt. I don't want to be spending time there and shit. But if they would just give it a chance and like put their fucking sandals into the dirt. I'm wearing sandals right now, even though sometimes I harp on people who go around in sandals. Here I'm wearing a fucking tank top and a beanie. But yeah, it's funny because if you put your actual sandals in the dirt and get fucking mobbing around, and you sit down and you slow down and you actually look at what's around you, and take the time to talk to people, it ain't the fucking middle of nowhere. I mean, there's people all over the place, and there's shit going on. And just because you don't understand it, and just because the backdrop is different, it's like essentially you see dirt roads and you see trees, and you grew up maybe in suburban America or in the city, and you think it's nowhere, but this is fucking somewhere too. It's just a different kind of somewhere. It's like think about it like those video games where you're driving a race car and they just keep changing the landscape. Well, here the landscape is palm trees and a red dirt road, and once you start to see that, then you realize that even a little country spot like Cambodia can be like a really fucking complex and intoxicating place to live. And that's my fucking thing that surprised me today. Cheers, homies.